Yo, what's up guys, it's Zen here. I probably should turn that fan down. Maybe I should turn that fan down. Let's go turn the fan down real quick. And then we're going to talk about Nintendo's E3. But I gotta turn it back on soon because it's hot in here. And yeah, I was gonna go into the Nelly joke, but I'm too tired. Alright, so it is about 6 something. And I am still watching Treehouse videos of Nintendo games that they announced for E3 2014. It has been a long game and it's not even over because obviously the Smash tournament happens, I believe, tonight at 8. 8 or 7. I forget the difference. I think the difference is about 3 hours. It says 4 p.m. So that means 7 o'clock. So probably within the next hour. Actually, like the next 30 minutes. So let's talk about E3 for Nintendo. The Direct wasn't an hour and a half long. It was only 47 minutes, which I think is how long it was last year. Which I still wish it was longer. I wish it was at least an hour at the very least. And then after that, they proceeded to talk about how we'll be showing more extensive demos and gameplay footage of the games on the Treehouse, which so far they have. We've seen gameplay footage. Well, currently Mario Maker's on. Has a lot of Splatoon footage. Xenoblade Chronicles X, I believe, is the official title. Hyrule Warriors was on here. I don't think we've seen Bayonetta 2, ironically. I can't think of... Oh yeah, the Toad Treasure game. I forget the full name of it. We've seen a decent amount of stuff, and we still have a few other games that haven't even been announced yet, like that unknown 3DS title. But we did get some cool confirmations, even though they weren't directly in the event. It was still there. The first thing I will say is, love the humor they did with the event, the whole robot chicken, and them acknowledging certain things like, oh, we don't want another Mario game. And then Reggie's like, well, that's fine. We're not gonna have it. We're not doing a brand new Mario game. And then you see Mario in the background like, what? He's like, I want Mother 3. And then he zaps him. So let's talk about Smash, because that was the first and last thing they talked about. Mies and Palutena. I heard Palutena. This is all the fuck I care. But you say Palutena, I'm done. I'm done. The only bad news regarding Smash is that fucking delay. Remember that summer release? Nah, it's coming out October 3rd. But it's not that bad of a release. I don't know. And the problem now is that you have the Wii U version coming out holiday, meaning it's probably going to come out December. If it's coming out December, that's only like a 2-month gap at the most for 3DS Smash and Wii U Smash. Granted, it's about 2 months, but now the whole idea of having one spaced out for the other, that way you could get your quick fix and then buy the HD version, gets kind of shot in the foot now because it's like 2 months. Like most people, some people might wait. No, I'm full of shit. People aren't gonna wait no 2 months. I'm sorry. And what you guys will probably do is you'll probably put it like near the end. You'll probably put it like December 20th or some shit, and people will be like, and see that now making people like if it's early December, no one's gonna wait. If it's late December, people will probably wait. I mean, let me rephrase that. If it's early December, people will probably wait. If it's late December, people aren't going to wait. So this time, the gap that you would have had, you don't have that much of. So now you don't have nothing to tie you over. You kind of just have to stick at it. By the way, we're getting a lot of Smash footage just from like YouTube videos in general. People are just at E3 playing the fucking game. I think like Nintendo has most of their games out there to play. It's insane. Then I think the one thing I want to mention is the new IP Splatoon, particularly because I've seen so much footage of it, and it's a new fucking IP, folks, and it's a third, and it's a shooter game. I'll put it this way: as I said, I'm not really into shooters, but it's a cartoony shooter, and the goal isn't even to kill people. The goal is just it's one of those games that doesn't feel like it loses its purpose halfway through the match when you realize there's no way in hell you're coming back. Splatoon is one of those games that you keep playing until the fucking clock runs out. And you usually don't win or lose, but like by a really small percentage. The only problem people probably would argue is that there isn't that much skill involved, but we'll have to wait and see. But the game looks pretty good, considering the game doesn't come out until next year. It looks like it's it looks pretty functional. They already confirmed it has online and local multiplayer. I like the gamepad touches where you can just warp to the area you were. Like if your friends were fighting in an area, you get killed. If your friend's still there, you can turn to a swing and warp there. Well, not really warp, but you're pretty much hopping across the goddamn map, which is so good. I hate the fact that shooters always, the one thing I always hate about shooters are just online games in general, is they use, like if it's like a long stretch of land, they always warp you back to the spawn point, and you can never just be warped in the same general area, and there's no like no quick way to get back to where your teammates are at. And that's always a pain in the ass, especially if you're in a clutch situation. You're like, fuck, I died, and by the time you get over there, everything's over. I like that idea. That's a cool idea. What else? The game just looks cool. I'm surprised how interested I am in that game. We saw Yarn Yoshi in more detail. Wow, I'm not that much of a Yoshi fan in terms of his games, but I will say, if they were using Kirby's Epic Yarn as a base for Yarn Yoshi, son, Yarn Yoshi that shit looks so good. And I was surprised. Like it looks so good. It's insane. What else? I actually spent a lot of time on Yarn Yoshi, more than I really wanted. If I had to say overall, the event was pretty good. I'd probably put it around. I'd probably say if you wanted to ask me who won E3, I'd probably say it's right there between Microsoft and Nintendo. And that's something I never thought I would say, but that's what it feels like. I have obviously a Nintendo bias, which is why I'm more likely to give it to Nintendo, but I will not doubt all of them show games. None of them just didn't have any big shocks. Star Fox thing got leaked, and then on top of which, from what I understand, the game they have for you to try out is a really early demo. And I'm just kind of like, yeah, at least you Star Fox fans know you're getting a game on this console, so I think that's good. And they pretty much, the other problem I had with the event is, for one, I still think it was kind of short. They put a lot of games in there. I was surprised because you had the Mario Maker, you had the Kirby's. It's not Canvas Curse, that's the one that it is, but it's the sequel to that that's going to be in the Wii U. It was announced after the Direct that you're going to have Mario Party 10, and you're going to have Mario Party 10 and fucking Mario vs. Donkey Kong. I'm being dumb. They didn't say anything about GameCube Virtual Console. They didn't say anything about any future updates to the system. It was just straight games. Nintendo was probably the only company I would have been like, well, you could talk about the system a little bit if you want to. Just saying, we got the NFC figure thing, which apparently is called Amiibo, which works the way they pretty much explained it. And apparently Smash will be the first game it works with. The only problem I have with the way it works in Smash, it doesn't make any sense. What I mean by that is that, like, you're playing as your Mii, and you can put the character in there and turn into that character. The problem is that character's already in Smash, so what the fuck would you do that for? Also, I don't know how the hell that's fair, because only the person with the gamepad can do that in the first place. So I don't know how well that's going to work in Smash, but I heard I think they're using this as DLC for Mario Kart 8 too. The reason why I say that is because when Smash releases, they said that this thing will have some future, they specifically mentioned Mario Kart 8, which potentially means that these figures will work in Mario Kart 8. And considering these are all Nintendo characters, I think the ones they showed were Mario, Samus, Pit, Link, Pikachu, I think a few other ones, Peach. I'm like, well, some of those characters don't even belong to the Mario Kart franchise, so if that's the type of DLC you want to do, I ain't got a problem with that. I think a lot of people are just more annoyed because it's that type of Skylanders bullshit, meaning you spend a ridiculous amount of money. Now if Nintendo wants to be cool, they release them in packs. You buy like all of it for $20. You get like 6 figures for $20 or 5 figures for $20. That's not really a bad deal overall because you're getting like 5 figures that you're gonna keep using on different games. It's not like you get to rebuy figures. So, that's just me. Seems like, I don't think it's that bad of an idea. It just depends on how well they execute it, and we'll see. They didn't really talk about Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby. We just saw a trailer that pretty much confirms the screenshots we've seen and confirms how the game's going to play, but it doesn't really give us anything new, except it's pretty much a remake because we do get to see Roxanne's new design in the trailer, which slick as shit. I don't know, like, I forget the name of the artist for Pokemon, but he definitely loves them sleek looks because the bitch looks sleek. But there's really not too much to talk about. Plus that, and the other thing is that with this is just my general thoughts, but there's more shit being told about these games all the goddamn time. Hyrule Warriors is going through like 3 or 4 updates. Which is the other thing. Hyrule Warriors, you can play as Midna from Twilight Princess, and we finally get to see Zelda, and we know we get to play Zelda, and I know Zen Gamer is happy. We also get to see the character select screen and how certain things are gonna work. I've seen things from like every, at least a good generations of Zeldas. I'll give you an example. Midna looks exactly the way she looked in Twilight Princess, which makes me think this game gives no fucks about continuity. The reason why I say that is because the gameplay trailer they showed, not trailer, but like gameplay footage within a certain area, you get the item Hookshot, and you get taught the Great Fairy, which I believe is from either Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask, you know, the overly sexualized woman with like the leaves on her body and shit. She upgrades your weapon, and she can upgrade your Hookshot to, I think it was like, I forget the name of the dragon, but it's a dragon from another older game. He's too high, so he powers up your Hookshot, and your hookshot goes big and shoots in the sky right behind him. You're like, what the fuck is going on? And you pull down something, and it's the fucking moon from Majora's Mask. And you're like, wow. So, I like Hyrule Warriors, I feel like it's just going to be a mishmash of Zelda shit. I don't feel like it's going to be that heavy in continuity, because you have Midna here. Yeah. And a lot of people are kind of like, they wish she would be in her human form, but I haven't really played Twilight Princess, so I can't really say anything. But that's cool. Other thing, we get to see the new Zelda game. It's obviously going for a mix. Ironically, I never thought this mix would come. It's a mix between Wind Waker and Skyward Sword. Oh, I know people were salty as fuck. People were being salty as fuck. Oh man, why is the Wii? Why is the Zelda game? It's pretty much, that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be like, you showed that E3 demo of how Zelda could look running off the Twilight engine, like running off of the Twilight models and world, which is why it looks so gritty. And then the new Zelda comes out and it's motherfucking it's pretty much Skyward Sword meets Wind Waker, which now makes perfect sense why they remade Wind Waker, because the style is relatively close to it. How people are gonna feel about it, I'm pretty sure it's pretty negative, because people can't stand cartoony art styles. But I was also talking about some things that kind of caught some people off guard but weren't really big deals. Devil's Third is an exclusive to the Wii U. Now, I don't know too much about that franchise to begin with, but here it is. Da 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 da. Like that. That is my response to this shit. I was like, well, okay. Cause it's like I don't know how to respond to that. It's like, okay, we got Wii U exclusive. They also announced some side stuff like Ace Attorney versus Professor Layton is coming out in August. The Ace Attorney trilogy, which I'll probably pick that up because I've been trying to get into Ace Attorney. Dual Destinies had me intrigued, but I wanted to play the earlier games because I know there is a story to a lot of them. So I'll probably pick up Ace Attorney trilogy. We still don't know about the unannounced 3DS title. As far as Miyamoto's IPs, like the two robot games besides Star Fox, the fighting one, that looks weak as fuck. And granted, it's in early development, but it just looks really fucking weak. The guard one looks okay. I don't know if I pay for it, but it looks okay. Actually, I probably put it like, I think Toad's Treasure thing is about on the same level. It looks, because I didn't expect it. That's a full retail game, by the way. I'm surprised. The other thing that pissed me off is that they didn't talk about Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem, like, at all. That game was not mentioned at all. That bothers me because they mentioned every other game but that game. And you're just like, why? Like, that's the only game. Every game that we wanted to know something about, we did learn something about, except that game. And you're just kind of like, the fuck happened? And then you have Persona Q coming out soon too. A lot of people are kind of like, for this year, because now our current problem is that Mario Kart 8 is out. That might carry us through June. But now you also now have to wait another 2 months. Actually, another 3 if you want to count September. Because Hyrule Warriors releases in September. Bayonetta and Smash release in fucking October. Granted, it's 2 different consoles, but still, I wouldn't have released both of those in the same fucking month. And then you have Smash Brothers for Wii U, and Wii U coming out probably December. And then everything else is like for 2015. which is always fun. So I don't know how I feel about that. I think Hyrule Warriors and Bayonetta will do fine, but it's like now we have a gap. We have another drop for another 3 months, and then fucking Hyrule Warriors, and then Smash, and then fucking Bayonetta. Actually, we only have like 3 titles, like Hyrule Warriors, Bayonetta, and Smash. Oh yeah, you know, Bayonetta, you get, if you buy the retail version, you'll get Nintendo costumes, and you get the first game. So that's cool. I think that's all the main stuff. Overall, it's kind of like, I say it's better than Sony's, but that's just because I'm more interested in Nintendo games than I am Microsoft games. But overall, I'd probably say Sony and them are about the same. I think like it'd probably be like B, Nintendo B, Microsoft B, Sony like C plus, B minus. That's how I feel. I don't think any of them get really bad. I just think a lot of them, each one of them have their own specific problems. Granted, Nintendo can rectify their problems throughout the coming days because they're not done announcing shit. But they gave Star Fox fans, you're getting a game, you'll probably get it within the next year. Don't worry, it's fucking coming. We have games coming, we got new IPs. Nintendo did their job, they just didn't do everything we wanted. But they did. They made a good effort. The event was funny. It wasn't boring as fuck. I'm good. And Paul Tennant was confirmed for Smash. That's always awesome. Microsoft went in with games, had their exclusives. I'm interested in at least 2 of their games, which is a fucking accomplishment for Microsoft with me anyway. Good job. None of the conferences had heavy hitting games. But they all had games. And that's the fucking point of E3. Sony, to me, was probably the biggest disappointment because the fucking remaster. It's beating you over the dead with shooters, beating you over the dead with zombies and monster fuck pieces of shit. And then the CGI trailer bullshit that was happening with both Microsoft and Sony, that just killed it. But that's my thoughts on Nintendo. What are yours? This has been the Insane Game Freak. Life's a game. Play to win. I think the Smash tournament is about to start. It doesn't take, but the Mario Maker thing just ended. I'm going to get back watching that. Fuck the gym. I'm tired. I don't want to do it today. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.